What do I do if I'm driving recklessly? Well, of course, we got to think about what is reckless. There have been times that I have, and I'm sure everybody has, bent down in the car, maybe to pick up a coffee cup or something like that. Better yet, okay, you reached down to get your coffee cup and spilled some on, down the front of your mouth on your shirt, or coffee was a lot hotter than you thought, or something like that. And for a moment, you were distracted. How many of us have drifted into the other lane, or we have heard the rumble strip on the side of the road, or maybe you hear a little gravel as you're off over the fog line? All that is possible. And so, what happens? Well, it obviously appears that there's some sort of problem. What happens if an officer is behind you? An officer at that point can make a decision to pull you over, to put on the emergency equipment, blue lights, red lights, whatever, and ask that you pull over, and the officer can investigate, because the officer at that point has reasonable suspicion that there is something odd going on. Maybe there's a reason the driver has some sort of distress. Maybe there's the reason that the driver was distracted. Maybe there's a reason that the driver was under the influence of a drug or alcohol. So, if I'm driving recklessly, what can an officer do? An officer can clearly pull you over. Another option, if you're driving like that and maybe you're falling asleep, or you're distracted by someone in the vehicle with you, or you're, again, our story with the coffee, you're distracted by something like that. What happens if a civilian sees this? A civilian can call, and you may have done this in the past, and I've done this in the past, to call in whatever's the local authorities and say, I'm behind a white Ford pickup, and if I can see a driver's license, this is our driver's license plate, here's the plate number, etc., and this person is all over the road. Uh, uh, for whatever reason, a person can call in. The person does not have to be the state's witness at a DUI trial at some point. The person would then call an officer who would come, and the officer might say, well, the officer then would report, I came to the scene based on this anonymous call from a concerned driver, and I then saw the person weaving inside their lane, going off the road a few times, going into the other lane, etc., etc. So what happens if I see someone, if I'm driving recklessly, what can happen? You can get pulled over, or a concerned citizen can call an officer who will then decide whether to pull you over or not. Hey, I'm Jeff Goldtrap in Nashville. Actually, I'm not in Nashville. I'm in Fayetteville, Tennessee. I've moved. I'm in Fayetteville. It just gets hard to say that, but I want you to make it a great day.